The Terai, or the low, flat, fertile plains region of southern Nepal, along the Nepalese-Indian border, is also known as Madhesh, and its indigenous inhabitants are called Madheshi. Sitting south of the East-West National Highway, and comprising nearly 23% of the landmass of the country and 51% of the population, the Terai is a mix of indigenous Madheshis and Pahadi hill people. Hundreds of years of political, racial and socio-economic discrimination, not to mention caste and gender discrimination, have left many in Madhesh in extremely poor circumstances. Growing Nepal Foundation was invited to the Salai district's poorest villages in November 2016 and was shocked at the conditions endured there. A cluster of villages, or tolls, in the Bharathawa municipality were visited, but there's so many factors contributing to the cycle of poverty and hardship here, it's hard to know which impacts the most. Salai district is generally food secure, but here in Bharathawa, malnutrition is a serious problem. About a quarter of the population is at poor nutritional status. Dalits, low castes and landless people commonly rely on daily wage work for their livelihood, and their families tend to be larger, so they're more vulnerable in terms of food security when work is unavailable. Food intake below the energy requirements and epidemics of diseases plague the population. Over a third of children under age 5 are stunted. Over a quarter of women of reproductive age are underweight. Alcohol is a problem amongst the men, and this impacts heavily on families. Skin problems, infections, diarrhea, fevers, respiratory complaints, intestinal worms and abdominal pain are rife. Malaria and tuberculosis exist as well. Women often suffer pelvic inflammatory disease, and uterine prolapse is widespread. Many women rarely get the rest needed post-childbirth and continue labouring to feed families. Also, women are giving birth too young, having too many children, and prolapses go unchecked and unoperated on, as many lack the financial means to pay for operations. A lack of education and sexual protection creates STD problems, and pregnancy and only 1 in 5 births is assisted by a skilled birth attendant. Women dying in childbirth has been increasing over recent years. Another disturbing trend is abandoned or thrown babies. Many are left to die in fields if not found. Sanitation facilities are poor too. 80% of the population have access to safe drinking water, and arsenic contamination is widespread in wells across the Terai. A fraction of households have toilets due to the common practice of open defecation. Social and cultural beliefs, religious values and traditional attitudes do not favour girls in their pursuit of education to the same extent as boys here. Girls' education, not equally seen as important as boys, preferential treatment of males, the traditional view of girls as someone else's property, and early marriage limit girls' enrolments and school attendance. Untouchability through caste is also a factor. About 1 in 5 of the population here are considered untouchables. More than half of children in these tolls don't attend school regularly. More girls than boys have never been enrolled to begin with, and most don't go because of poverty, unwillingness to study, lack of perceived benefits, children being needed for family or work duties, lack of citizenship papers by parents to enroll children in the first place, and the safety of girls while travelling over long distances to attend schools. Child labour deprives kids of their freedom, security, safety, and human dignity, as well as education. Many people in these villages owe debts to landlords that they are unable to repay over years, sometimes over generations. Many take out high-interest loans up to 36% to pay for ill health, dowries, or just to survive, and the poverty trap is set. Many in these tolls are landless, living on government roadsides in bamboo shacks that pose fire risks and security risks for females. Many too freeze in winter time and deaths are common. Also, many die trying to catch free electricity from wires to power their homes, as they live without grid in many cases. The dowry system too, although illegal, is widely practiced here. Giving money, property or gifts at the marriage of a daughter by her father to the bridegroom and his family inflicts a big financial stress on families. So girls are less desired by parents from the outset, which sets the stage for discrimination.
I feel very bad, very hurted because our parents has to put their land in the bank for dowry. They have to whole life they will pay the bank loans. Girl herself stand in her own leg, then she can do better. She can do something for herself, for her family, for the society, for the nation.
Growing Nepal has committed to helping alleviate problems from 2017 in the Barathua municipality in a cluster of poor villages. We will bring in our Australian and Nepal collaborators and run camps in health, sexual health, menstrual management, planned parenting, dentistry and women's rights. But firstly, we aim to bring in business initiatives and skills development through partners to improve entrepreneurship and capacity building. We will form cooperatives which allow locals who might have been isolated and working individually to band together and create economies of scale as well as increase their own bargaining power in the market. We will also provide some microfinance to these cooperatives to begin. From here, villages can begin to contribute to sanitation, clean water and solar lighting to alleviate immediate health risks. Our plan is to engage the contribution of locals to create ownership in projects, always, rather than just provide aid, so people feel empowered and not rescued, which helps overcome dependency mentalities. Plus, our big goal later is to build, with the community input, an off-grid community development centre on 18,000 square feet of land that's been donated to Growing Nepal for social welfare. This centre would give a home to our programs, workshops and trainings. It will unite communities needing advocacy, support, workshop space and meeting space. It will showcase and supply green energy solutions and provide a potential market space and place for visiting trainers and tourists. We aim to lease surrounding land for profitable permaculture and organic crop growing and animal stock production in early stages of the project, so these farmers can generate more income for this holistic village plan. Help us help the forgotten people of the Terai in Salai District's Barathua municipality to rise. All your support, whether financial, in kind, or as a partner, is most appreciated. Please visit our website growingnepal.org for more information. We wish to thank our existing partners. Namaste.